Today is the feast day of Saint Gabriel of the Sorrowful Virgin, and he lived in the 1800s in Italy. Gabriel was his religious name because when he joined the Passionist order, his superiors chose a new name for him. That was the inspiration when we started the Oblate Sisters order here at St. Gertrude the Great, of the idea that it is the superior whom the religious will serve who choose the new name for the religious. And this will be their new name because now they are member of the new religious family. And the original name or baptismal name of Saint Gabriel was Francis, because he was named after the great Italian Saint Francis of Assisi. Saint Gabriel, still known as Francis, joined the order of the Passionists and was given the title confrater, which means a priestly student, because he died before he could be ordained to priesthood. And the Passionist congregation where he belonged, their mission or their spirituality was to preach missions among the poor people, especially in the countryside. That's why the father of Francis was bitterly opposed of his son joining this religious order. The father thought that if the son had religious vocation, he should join some great academic order like the Dominicans or become a diocesan priest, because the Passionists were, according to the father, nothing but pious peasants who worked within the lower class of people. But eventually Francis persevered in his vocation, and he joined the Passionist order. And then came the great day of his profession, which was done on the feast of Our Lady of Sorrows. Francis was clothed in the black habit of the Passion, and the whole community assembled in the monastery church for the ceremony. One of the priests was there in surplice, stole, and cope, and he exhorted the young men to suffer all things cheerfully for Christ, explaining how vast is the treasure of eternal goods which Jesus bestows on his true followers. And afterwards the priest blessed the habits. Francis and his two companions, they now came forward and took off their coats, and the priest slipped the black tunic of the Passionist order over their heads and fastened a leather belt around their waists. Then he placed a large black cross on the shoulder of each with the words, "Receive, dearest brother, this cross in memory of the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ. Deny thyself under the mighty hand of God, that thou mayest have part with him in life everlasting." Next, a crown of thorns was placed on the head of each with the words, "Receive, beloved brother, this crown of thorns in memory of the thorny crown of Christ our Lord. Humble thyself and be subject to everyone for his sake." And then followed the dramatic ritual which symbolized the life of self-denial and unworldliness of the Passionist candidate. The young men now knelt to receive their new names, indicating admission to a new family. and each of the three was wondering what name the Master would bestow upon him. And Francis came as the last, and the priest called him, "Francis Possenti, you will henceforth be known as Confrater Gabriel of the Sorrowful Virgin." And Francis smiled and thought of himself, not a bad name, not bad at all. The name Gabriel was in honor of the archangel who brought the news to Mary that she was to be the mother of God, and the title was that of her sorrows. Francis thought that even if he had been left to pick a name for himself, he felt he could hardly have found a better one. Dear children, the religious, like Saint Gabriel of the Sorrowful Virgin, they were made members of the new family where they would dedicate their whole lives serving Christ and serving his church. Becoming a religious, one humbles himself, but everyone who is baptized and who has been made child of Jesus and Mary, all of us, we must to one extent or another to humble ourselves. In baptism we have received Christian name, and we must live our lives as Christians, the followers of Jesus Christ, our Master, and that life must always be happy, obedient, patient, and charitable, because all these things our Lord and Master Jesus was too. May God bless you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy